Hello, my name is Kaylee Milligan, and I would like to inform my audience and help them understand the importance of guest advocates and how it affects their consumers. I would also like to inform my audience on a new system that is now very prevalent in many stores such as Target, H-E-B, and Walmart. Curbside delivery, also known as curbside pickup and drive up. I want to also hit on how consumers benefit from this specific system that helps them get groceries. Imagine having medical conditions that limit you from social contact because you are scared that you might, in fact, be exposed to COVID-19. You are low on food and you don't want to risk the exposure because of the medical conditions that you or anyone in your household may have. And you need to get groceries. Well, there is a great system that is designed to fulfill all of your needs. Did you ever stop and think that how much do guest advocates help to prevent spreading of the COVID-19 for you during this process? Many stores now offer this specific system, which I listed previously: Target, Walmart, and H-E-B, which is very prevalent here in Central Texas. At these stores, they not only provide groceries, but they also provide a service that I also mentioned previously: the drive up or curbside delivery. During the curbside or preparation for the curbside delivery, the advocates have to follow strict rules. And I know this personally because I, in fact, work at Target Corporation, and every day that I clock in, have to follow these protocols. These set regulations are pretty much standard throughout all corporations. So Walmart and H-E-B also are following similar regulations during this process. This process is to maintain social distancing, and also maintaining a sanitary environment. By doing so, this will help not only the guests or consumers that are receiving their pickup, but also employees. We want to ensure that both employees and consumers are healthy and are limited to the exposure of COVID-19. To truly understand what guest advocates have effect on consumers during the curbside delivery, it is important to understand what guest advocates have to go through. When guest advocates receive the order from the consumers to get any of the items that they may need, they always have to maintain social distancing throughout the store while picking the items, and also wearing a mask and gloves. These simple regulations and protocols that the guest advocates have to follow will ensure that the curbside delivery is not only efficient but also sanitary. When they prepare these orders to the consumers, they have to make sure that they meet at certain times. The consumers come and they let them know when they're on the way, and that gives them time to pick out the order that was already prepared and bring it out to the consumer. During this process, as the guest advocates are bringing out the order the consumer has made, they have to also wear a mask even though they're going outside, and the consumers as well have to wear a mask. in this process, the consumer does not get out of the car whatsoever. Actually, the guest advocate loads up all of their groceries into their vehicle and sends them on their way. This indeed helps limit the spread of COVID. And during this, the curbside, advocates must keep the employees safe while meeting the customer's demand. And this was stated by Heaney in 2020. Now, after understanding what the roles of the guest advocates do, we now have to learn how it affects the consumers. The industry is sort of getting Netflixed right now, says Todd Hansingfeld. This basically means that you are browsing through your phone online and picking the items as you would do as you're browsing through the channels or through the movies and series that are on Netflix. You're doing it all from home now. And this is basically a system that is now called Add to Cart. And this is from an article in 2020. Curbside delivery, or also known as pickup, allows the guests or consumers to feel safe. It gives the guests or consumers a sense of comfort to know that the guest advocates are working diligently to process their order in a timely fashion. It also allows the consumers to stay in the guests, as I previously mentioned, and since the consumers get to stay in the guests, they don't necessarily have to come out during the weather conditions because they are being cared for by the guest advocates. This is all precautions that are necessary, and it is proven in the sanitation distancing measures and mandatory masks by Milton in 2021. I hope you guys learned the importance of guest advocates and grocery stores and understand how the customers or consumers benefit from this. In many ways, the consumers benefited from the new system of the curbside pickup because it is easier and faster and more recommended substitution for limiting social contact. It is to help prevent the spread of COVID-19 and to also help in the long run help the consumers save money because they're not browsing throughout the aisles and thinking like, oh, maybe I need this. No, you're specifically picking out all of the items that you would want, and then they bring them out to you. So in the end, you're not getting unnecessary items. Thank you for listening to my speech, and you guys have a wonderful day.